So I want to show you a picture here of a new player in the game, so to speak, in the political world here. We're talking about Michael Dreeben. He is a special counsel that Bob Mueller, well, special counsel Bob Mueller, I should say, is enlisting his help in this investigation into possible obstruction of justice, into what is happening there. And we know that Michael Dreeben has argued more than 100 cases before the Supreme Court. He's an expert on obstruction of justice. So with that said, Lynn Sweet, who is still with us, and Errol Lewis, but Lynn, want to go to you. What does that say to you about the focus of this investigation now that he has brought Michael Dreeben on?
Well, it shows how serious the investigation is, how specifically it is gearing towards looking at criminal activity, which is not a good sign for any of the people named involved in it. And it looks as if that it means that this might be a very complex investigation where you need somebody to help navigate through the many different kinds of issues here, from a potential obstruction of justice on different players to other allegations that could surface as the facts unfold, which I do caution there's so much we don't know about it. But here I think is the most important thing to think of. This is going to be a sprawling investigation where Robert Mueller has almost unrestrained resources to hire consultants, to use investigators, and to hire outside experts. That is the enormity of this investigation in total, not just it is more than the sum of its parts, because there will be so much firepower that could be put together, notwithstanding this one appointment that's coming early on.
Mm-hmm. Errol, let me ask you this. So much was made about the testimony anticipated of Comey. What happens now in this investigation? It goes, you know, when it gets into the hands of the special counsel, it kind of goes silent. Now, do you think this is going to quiet down?
Oh, no. Oh, no. I think there'll be sort of a drip, drip, drip of more information that's brought out as the investigation proceeds. I don't think it's in Mueller's interest, and certainly the fact that you have parallel investigations going on. The House is still looking at some of these Russia questions, and certainly the Senate Intelligence Committee is asking for some of the same materials that the special counsel either has or could easily get access to. So going back again to Watergate, the fact is when you have multiple sort of parallel investigations going on, they end up sort of working almost in tandem, where information from one can maybe end up in the hands of another, or at least different lines of inquiry, some of the same witnesses. And, of course, we have a vigorous press coverage of all of this. And so, yeah, I don't think the story dies down at all. I'd remind everybody that the Clinton White House thought that the Whitewater investigation was going to maybe last about 6 months. It ended up lasting more than 6 years.
That's a very good point. And it went off the rails, so to speak, too, we should point out. All right. Hey, Errol and Lynn, thank you both so much for taking the time to be with us.